Good morning. Not 5 seconds ago did someone start mowing their lawn. Like, seriously, I'm sitting here and I was like, oh, what time do I have left? And it was like, cool, I got 2 minutes. And then I sat back and then it went, and I was like, God, really? Right now? They knew. They've mown twice this week. They also didn't last week, I think because of the rain. Just adding to the atmosphere. I gotta clean off a palette. Yeah, I noticed, I want to say over the weekend, I was like, wow, our grass is getting long. Alright, I didn't clean off the full palette, just where I've been mixing colors. So I have fresh space for that. I need reference image, shop towel. And then we can get started. Yeah, neither of us would be mowing. It sucks. All right, we're working on this painting today. This piece is based off of the creek crossing at Umstead Park here in Raleigh, Wake County. It's by the airport. And we've been trying to get this background done, and it's coming along pretty good. I'm happy with it. I had made myself a list. And the list says, do the foliage greens light to dark, which we've done. Now we're gonna do all the tree trunks because they're just kind of underpainted. And then we're gonna do the foliage a second time, not to cover everything. We're going to redo it, but do like the foreground stuff and then cover up a little bit of the trunks so they're not just all sitting face front when they shouldn't be because they have depth to them. And then we're gonna work on like some of the stones and the sand and the concrete that sit here along the river. And then we have the reflection, which is going to be the difficult part, I think. And then there's like a few submerged rocks I think I kind of want to fill in. I think. Not 100% sure on that yet. And then we have these rocks that sit here. So we have a lot of things to go yet. So as we've been doing this, we've been kind of blocking in this with True Color. And we have a lot of detail to put in. All of my paint dried up. Maybe I should have just scraped the whole palette. Oops. We have a 41-month resub from Fossix. Thank you, Fossix. Hope you're enjoying traveling. Chess says, ooh, detail, our favorite. It's our favorite. be done soon. Alright, tree trunks. We need burnt umber, maybe alizarin. What is my blue? Am I using Prussian? That's not blue. It is Prussian though. Why did I put it away? When I sat down to get stream set up, I had to reset the camera because the last thing I did since last week was I photographed the mushroom painting, which involves moving the camera and the lights and changing all the settings on the camera. And I sat down and I was like, woo, what did I do? Because normally I switch it to camera mode, like photo mode instead of video mode. And I must have accidentally tried changing the settings before changing the mode because they were not correct. So I think I got it back to normal. I'm hoping I got it back to normal. I'm also gonna need to pull my hair back. Probably just do a side braid once I'm done putting paint on the palette. That sounds like a leaf blower. Yeah, it's that, or it's the weed eater or something. Ooh, that was a lot of blue. What else do I want? I want titanium white. That might be all. I don't think I need alizarin. It's a pretty cool toned painting. And we want a nice square brush. Or maybe an angle, like this one? Maybe. One of these two. Get the ruler. We have a 41-month resub from Chrissy G. Good morning. Welcome in. I dropped one of the ends. All right, we are ready to paint. I'm going to start with the umber and the Prussian together because it gets very dark. Almost like black paint, but we're not using black paint. And then we're just going to fill in all of our tree trunks. And we've lost a lot of them because of the foliage, and that's fine. So we're just going to bring them back, and then we'll like fill in the bottom parts of them later. So we're going to zoom in for a second. You can see these two I filled in, where these ones are all underpainted still. They need a lot more layers. And I'm only doing the darkest color first. I have a lot more like side branches to do. But once I'm happy with that, we'll do a little bit of layers on them so they're not just solid dark tree trunks like so. And I should probably consider covering up these colors while I'm working. We have 400 bits from a Good Way Game Leet. Good morning. You get to watch stream today because you're home? I hope you feel better soon. So says I was busy with wedding last Friday and didn't get to watch 99% of stream. Thank you. I hope all that went well. I'm really only happy with this up so far. This down needs a lot of layers. Like, so many layers. And if I start thinking about it, or if I stop thinking about it and I just start painting, we'll get somewhere today. I also need some sort of medium. Which medium do I want? This one? Maybe. This one is Airbrush Extender, which is similar to glazing liquid, honestly. It's just less gel-like and more liquid. And I really want some sharp lines for these tree trunks, so I'm choosing this because it is more liquid. And I keep hitting my knee because I'm sitting crisscross. We have a 29-month resub from Soph G. Choo choo. Only way to sit. Yeah. I'm missing a tree. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's better. And I'm not sitting true crisscross right this second. Just one leg and the other is down. That's how I'm turning with the one on the ground. It makes it easier. Alright, so like this one has a branch. I mean, they all have branches. Functional. An anonymous gifter gifted a sub to Good Way Game Leet. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. I'm letting the brush get a bit too wide in some spots. I need to make sure I stop doing that. We want to have a few more finer lines than so many wide ones. All right, now we're going to do our little highlights over here. So I'm just taking that same color, which was the umber and the Prussian, and adding a little bit of titanium white to it, and then a little bit more of the umber, so it's slightly brown, because it's kind of gray with how much Prussian I had in it. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe? It's just a little bit of highlights on these trees. Then we'll just go back and do our shadow color and do the right side. There's a tiny, like, skinny tree that juts out right here, and I was like, I should do that. Let's wait, let's put some paint down first. Make sure I have the thickness of the brush correct. There's so many trees. We have a 41-month resub from Bored Turtle. Good morning. Welcome in. We have so many trees to paint. So many. Ooh, that was way too much paint. Darkening the tree trunks has helped immensely. Like being able to look at them and be like, okay, there we go. Because they were just barely there before. This part already. We have a 32-month resub from Gadzooks. It's hip to paint a square. Paint more squares. The good news is we're almost done with these already, which is very exciting. I knew that was going to happen too. I was still startled. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with the highlights, like we did on the left side. Form them up. And because our light is hitting in this way, all of this is going the left side of these trunks. And I'm not going to get all of them because some of them are just going to be in the background. That one's going to need to get fixed. Were they crisscross right here? We have a 40-month resub from Kit Collide. The dance emote. That might be a little bit too much white. Let's make that a little bit more brown. Can we see that? Yeah. Hello.
Oh,
Your hair's short.
I look like a person again.
You do.
I need to like rinse my head out in the sink or something, but otherwise
Okay.
it's good. I got bird seed,
Yeah.
and I have it in the garage.
Okay.
So you want me to just put it in that bin, or do you want to like rinse that bin out or something?
I don't want to rinse the bin. I do want to tap it out to get all the extra seed out.
To get the old seed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
That should do in the driveway though.
Okay. Is it fine that the bird seed's just sitting in the garage?
Yeah, otherwise?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ouch. Alright. I ran out of burnt umber. Because I'm trying to make this tree where they cross over here a bit darker. And I ran out of paint. This one back here needs to be darker. I think this just needs a little bit more excitement because it's a little boring. It feels a little flat. Yeah, that helps. I've just taken a few different colors and not fully mixed them, and I'm just tapping them in. So there's a little bit more variety in the color and the texture of it. Oh, that was way too much though. Oh, that helps so much. Good. Sometimes you do something and you're like, yeah, let's zoom in. See, there's a little bit more happening in here now. Look at them logs. It's time for foliage again. Although I kind of want to paint the dirt. Maybe I should paint the dirt first. I have all those colors anyway. Yeah, I have all those colors. I am going to grab some alizarin so I can put a little bit of purple in the painting just for funsies. Why not? Alizarin. And I need more burnt umber already. I'm realizing all I've had today was a morning bun, which is kind of a mix between a donut and a croissant and a something. It's like not as soft as a donut. It's a bit crispier, but it is like rolled up. A palmier? That sounds right. If I like hear that word and I picture what that would look like, yeah, that sounds right. All right, we are going to paint all of this and then we'll go back to foliage. I just have to decide what brush I want though. Yes, heart-shaped crunchy cookies. Yes, but a little softer than that. Like, more like a croissant soft. Like an actual croissant. Like French bakery croissant. My local bakery calls them cinnamon rolls and it makes me so mad. The place I went this morning calls them morning buns. Let's start with the left side because that would be the smart move. Ooh, purple is fun. Yeah, let's do this. They call morning buns cinnamon rolls and they're definitely not cinnamon rolls. Yeah. That's not correct. Did I paint? That's enough. I was like, did I paint the side of the canvas? Yeah. Now I am going to fill this in because it's the shadow anyway with the rocks here on the shoreline. Is morning bun soup or salad? Neither. This is hill. All right, we're gonna let that dry, and while that's drying, we are going to work on the center path. That brush is too soft for what we're trying to do. This brush also might be too soft and also too large. It is, we need something smaller. Welcome, raiders. We have a raid from Tofu Senshi. Welcome in. Hello, we are doing a painting stream of this creek crossing. We've done an underpainting, and then we kind of blocked in some colors, and then we're starting to finalize the layers. We brought pigeons in, I see. Beautiful Senshi Shy. They won't poop on your canvas, I promise. Thank you, I appreciate that. That would be a lot of work to clean up right now. Steven just brought home birdseed. That's true. He did. How do I feel about this little gravelly texture I just tried to put in here? I need to make another shadow color because this wasn't enough. Zojirushi, yeah. Andream says, my rice cooker is dying. Recommendations. I do love our Zojirushi. It has been excellent. When we make rice with it, we tend to only do 1 scoop. Because it is just the 2 of us. I accidentally put too much of the shadow color up here. We will need to re-tap in more gravel color. I'm trying to think of the other brand of rice cooker. Costco has it sometimes, and it's like pretty decent. I just can't think of it. That was terrifying. This is green. I'm going to leave that alone. We have a 40-month resub from Gaxtronaut. Wow, that is pretty already. Thank you. Let's do a zoom in. And I'm going to lower it here. We're making good progress. Trees are looking good. The path is looking good. I need to do a little bit of touching up with this little bit of gravel because it's pavement and it turns to gravel. And right now I'm working over here. And then as I do the highlights over here with this like dirt hill, we'll retouch up that gravel. I also need to bring in some of this over here. Yeah, I'm really happy with the trees. They're coming along well. We got layers to do yet. That's way too much white paint. I think I made this part too bright. That's fine. So this is the shoreline. There's like all of these stones that sit here. And I will be brightening them up eventually. As we build in the layers for all of this part. maybe there. Maybe if I sit different. We have a 41-month resub from Bardic Puppy. Hi, welcome in. This rock is too tall. It does not need to be that high. Go away. And you. All right, one more layer, I think. I'm also trying to do some of the reflections of these stones, so they're all kind of doubled over here. Oh, we also have a 24-month resub from Siraj. Happy Friday. Paintbrush clicks. You hit 2 years. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. We are painting Creek Crossing. I think I'm going to call it Sycamore Trail because that's the trail it's on. No, there should probably also be like some sticks or something. maybe. We can always add them in later. All right, I'm going to do the same thing over here, and then we'll go back to foliage. A bit surreal to hear you talking about a Wisconsin town with the duck and realizing I live 30 minutes. Yeah. I was talking to someone this morning who's going to lacrosse for a thing. I was like, oh, I know where that is. And then someone asked me if I knew where Oshkosh was, and I was like, oh yeah. It's like I grew up like 20 minutes from there. All right, I gotta mentally rethink through all my colors. What was I doing? We were making a brownish purple, and of course my colors are dry because we've been doing highlights. So all the shadow colors are all dried out. I love that for me. Prussian. Prussian? Prussian. Chatting with a friend who lives in La Crosse. La Crosse is a gorgeous area. Like La Crosse on Alaska. Toma Sparta stuff. Okay. We got a nice mid-tone for rocks over her. Zoom in, please. Oh my god. And then all of the random rock shapes I just painted, I'm going to mirror some of them. The ones that are sitting along the bottom. And then we'll just go back in through some highlights and make them all pretty. think we're gonna leave those alone. And I think it's time to go back to green. More foliage. Maybe a first little stretch first. Little tiny stretch. That's better. Okay. I'm also going to zoom in before we start foliage. So before, when we did foliage last week, we went light to dark so we could get the lights back here and then work our way into the dark shadows. Now we're gonna do the reverse. We're gonna start with dark foliage so we can kind of blend the shadows of the creek side here where it kind of has gotten washed away. And then layer the highlights on top because they kind of will hang down over this. And I need those to be painted light and they will go on top. So we're gonna start dark to light this time. And we'll fill in all of this brown. And then the top half of the painting is done. God, I need my back cracked like that. I think a back pop like that would fix a few of my problems. Do you remember the chairs in like middle school that were like the plastic chairs with the desks? Oh, those were the best. Those were the absolute best. I could also use a snack. What do I want for a snack? Because I'm gonna send Steven to go get it. Can I have a snack, please? Crab Rangoon. We did have Crab Rangoon on Wednesday night. He's gonna ask what I want. Yogurt with a little of that cookie granola.
Hello, Snack Services.
Hi.
Is here.
Wow. The yogurt in the fridge, I have those little ones right now.
Okay.
Will you take the top off of one and put like a little bit of that cookie granola in?
Okay.
And then bring that up with a spoon.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. That was fast. That was so fast. I had my Crab Rangoon. I don't think it's... I need to find another place. Because we ordered orange chicken, and orange chicken should not be spicy. And it was spicy. So we need a different place. But this is looking so much better. I almost hit the intro button. Look at that. We're starting to get actual reflections. Oh my god, I have it crooked. Let's fix that. So all of the brown that you see here, all of the sienna, the underpainting, that's going to be green. And then if I do this and tilt it just right, it looks like it's almost done. It's looking so good. You may remember I was talking about how there's a show I want to enter and I need like 3 or 4 pieces. And this is one, and I learned I have actually 4 weeks less than I thought I had. So we're gonna continue painting this. And I might paint some off camera. I don't want to do Gremlin stream and mess up my sleep schedule. Cause like, it's summer, so I'm doing morning bike rides. Yogurt, thank you. Do it at 3 a.m. Bike ride? Like, next weekend, there's a birthday ride for someone. Paintball biking. Listen, I don't need to fall. I've had too many friends fall lately. Just Chaz early bike. No, he early run. Yeah, Chaz early run. I was so sad. The other day Chaz was like, I got these new running shorts. They match your bike kit. And I was like, which one? He's like, the watermelon colored one. And I was like, I literally decided this morning I was just going to retire that one. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. So like we could still do a matchy match picture. Extra streams, 9 to 10 a.m., 1 to 4, and maybe Friday night if you want to. Guess you're not retiring it now? It's so stretched out. It is my oldest bike jersey. Oh my gosh, Chaz. Chaz says, at Run Club, I heard of a local cyclist who got broadsided by a deer and was in the hospital for 9 days. So there's another reason not to bike. Do they still make the jersey? No. It was a really good company that made jerseys and bibs for women. And then they got bought out by a bigger company and then dissolved. I saw a deer on my ride yesterday. I did have a friend have a squirrel jump on her while she was riding. She was very startled. And then the squirrel, like it was only a second, it was like onto her back and then gone. I've had a squirrel go between my tires. Like right between them underneath the crank. The bottom bracket, just. And I wasn't even paying attention and someone else was like, did you see that squirrel? And I was like, what? I was looking at the cyclist who was passing and they were like, oh, a squirrel went between your tires. I did almost hit a snake a few weeks ago. Guess what kind it was? That's right, copperhead, which is venomous. The long kind. It was actually a small one. They're really pretty. I think I was talking about a friend of mine who went to Vancouver on a trip. Vancouver Island. And like the area is known for bears. And I was like, so did you see any? And he's like, I saw a little one and then it climbed a tree. I was like, oh yeah, they can climb trees, that's right. Did someone say Vancouver? I was invited on that trip, but at the time I did not have the bike packing equipment that I do now. And I was like, oh, it looks so cool. It also looked really hard because it was pretty high elevation. One of the trips we've been talking about doing as a group for bike packing is also known as an area that has a lot of deer. Not deer, bears. I don't love it. Why must bears be friend-shaped and not friend? Washington? No, it's in North Carolina. It's like East North Carolina has bears, and Western North Carolina has bears. Occasionally we get bears through the Piedmont. I'm more scared of moose. Moose are huge. I was talking with some people I know up in Canada, and they were sending me moose pictures. Isn't Horry County the area with the most black bears? Maybe in South Carolina. The swamp bears are not great. They are apparently quite big. Like, they're still in, like, the black bear family, but they're, like, a subset of them. Like, what's the island? It's out towards Kitty Hawk. Like, apparently there's a lot of bears in that area. Outer Banks bears. Alright, we can get back to this. Time to paint foliage. Alright, Google Maps. Yeah. Alligator River. That's right, Casper. Like out towards Roanoke Island. What's the other big park? Croatan National Forest apparently also has them. Like up towards, what is that, Elizabeth City? North River Game Land? Yeah, like all of like that part of the state has bears. We have coyotes. I've seen quite a few actually. All right, foliage time. Everyone's favorite green. If I can open the tube. After I'm done painting today, which is gonna probably be once I get the foliage done, I wanna show you guys the thing I got. It's art related. And I don't need Hansa yellow yet. So this is too bright. We need to desaturate it. We need to darken it. That is not dark enough. Can summer be over already? I found one fall leaf on the ground yesterday, just like a red maple leaf. And I sent it to Chaz and I was like, look, it's fall. And the forecast is like 90 for the next week. Okay. Dark foliage color. What was I using last week? This brush, maybe? Maybe. So now we are going to do a lot of blending these layers together. And I have to accept and trust the process that this will look worse before it looks better. Because I'm going to lose some of the highlights. Oh, I need more sticks in this area. That's fine, I can add more later. And in some places I am going to cover up some of these trees, because we need them to sit behind them. This looks so straight and I don't like that. Trust the process. Trust it. It will be okay. It will be okay. Now we're gonna go do the same over here. Uh-oh. Realized I made a mistake. The grass doesn't go there. That needs to be more dirt. I think I'm going to start by just filling in this with this brush and then getting the foliage brush out. Okay, shadows are done. There's a little bit on the edge of the canvas that is bothering me because I'm seeing a little bit of blank canvas where the fold comes together. So we're just going to use the dark green and fill that in. Better. That one looks good. Now we're just going to work back through our green highlights, getting lighter and brighter and bringing in more of those leaves. Now it's time for Hansa Yellow. Ouch. Let's see, let's mark this mentally where the yellows are before I get way too into it. There's a little bit back here, a little bit through this tree. Not as much over here. It stays pretty blue over there. So I need to be careful about that. Just like the other layers, these will be less and less each time I do another layer. There will be less and less of it, so they will go faster. Okay, that layer's done. I'm running out of space on the palette. To make a little gap right there and mix the new green up. Is that bright enough? Or is it too close? I think we're gonna go a little bit lighter. That is loud noise. Yeah, brrr. Actually, before I get too far into this, we're going to do just a little bit of tree trunks through here. Okay. That's not lawnmower, that's something. Tanks. Not tanks. Do we see the vision finally? It's finally getting some depth. Still don't like how straight it is here. That might change shortly. I'm gonna give that a second, and I'm gonna fill in this one part that I had forgotten earlier. And why, yes, I did choose the absolute worst brush for this. I have to keep looking back to make sure I like it, because if I look away and then look back, I can see it better. I'm going to zoom in and paint for a little bit so you can see a little bit more of that detail. I think I need to bring a little bit more yellow onto a little bit of this. Let's mix some yellow and immediately go. Ugh, actually not bad. looking at it on the palette was like, something not right with this. Much better. We can live with that. And like it. But there are a few tree trunks that I don't like. I think need to be darkened up just a little bit. And this is the wrong brush for that. There was way too much paint on that. I would have regretted that immediately. Okay. Is there anything else I want to do today? Maybe bring up that highlight a little bit. That was too bright. We shouldn't have done that much. Shoot. I pushed it just a little too far. Okay. So this part and up is done. We just need to do all of the reflection. And a lot of it is actually kind of done. We just need to make it look better because it's messy right now. And a lot of it right now is the underpainting still showing through. So my thought is mirror it a little bit better. We got to bring in the tree trunks in here. And then we have like the straight up sky highlight right here. Yeah, I'm very happy with the top of the painting. Lovely. I'm hoping that in doing the foreground and the water, it will lighten up the whole vibe of the thing. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just be like kind of spooky. And that's fine. We can let it be a little spooky. While I have some paint, I might just rough in this highlight. Because all of this needs to not be brown. That may help us for next time. That helped immensely. Just that. Cool. Love that. The only part I really can't get rid of right this second is all of these rocks. But I suppose I could block them in with their color too. got paint all over my hands. Spirit Halloween store is already up near me. I saw one today. Red, blue, make our purple, and brown. There we go. Wait. This is the wrong brush and it's getting messier and I don't like that. That's okay. Yeah, we're gonna block in the rocks. That'll fill in the last of the underpainting. And I think that will help me immensely for next time. Oops. Got some red paint there. Nope. That looks way better. That helped a lot. We're not done with the reflection, nor the rocks, but visually it makes me feel like I did a lot more today than I actually did. And like, the top half of the painting is done and good. But it didn't feel like I was making much progress. Oops, that one doesn't go there. It goes there. Ooh, progress. Next week, we're going to do the reflection, and we will redo the rocks. But they're in a good spot. And it feels way more recognizable to me as Sycamore Creek. Than it had been, which is good. Filling in all of the underpainting helped immensely. Oh, there's a lot of paint left on that brush. Let's set that one aside. I need some clean water. Aggregated Molecule says the rocks definitely make it feel a lot more done. I agree. I'm glad I filled those in. Maybe brighten up a few more leaves. Like in here. But that'll be a step back and look at it later. Because I've been staring at it from a foot away for a while. Shoot. This stuff got super chunky. Let's hope that glues that back in. And this is such a mess. We're gonna scoop all of my paint onto... Didn't know there was a ruler down there. We're gonna scoop all of these paints onto paint sheet. Yeah, there really wasn't that much. All right, let's wrap up. It's Friday, which means that tonight on Steven's channel, we are continuing Hitman. We didn't have it last week, so look forward to it this week. I have been. I did get to do a fun, cool thing last week instead, which was great. Next mission is a doozy. Good to know. What else? Sunday? I don't know what Steven's playing. Is he trying Celeste one more time and then moving on? I don't remember. And let's see, Monday night we're playing Ghost of Yote. Chess is Celeste for Sunday. Okay. Tuesday will be breakfast stream. Wednesday, Steven's doing a stream with Josh. I don't know if he said that. I'm saying it. So that'll be fun. I don't know what they're playing, but that will be fun. Thursday morning is breakfast stream, and it's gonna be maybe me solo. Maybe I'll have a guest. I don't know for sure yet. Friday morning, we will continue this painting. We're going to touch up all of the stuff down here and make it look good. I want to do like ripples with the highlights so you can really see them. I saw this illustration someone did of a cat drinking water, and it's really high contrast in the reflection. And if you remember when I did the horseshoe bend painting like years ago, I like how I did the water there. So we're going to kind of do that. We're just like the highlights kind of get these little ripples. We'll redo the rocks. They're not bad, but they need a little bit more detail because right now they're just kind of like flat 3D shapes instead of textured 3D shapes. And maybe brighten up here just a little bit because the light does come in through here. So just a little bit. Purple bike friend guess? That is a big ask. I don't think he'd be opposed to it, but that is a big ask. He is not on the internet at all. Needs a contract. Am I doing stream Tuesday morning next week? Like not the coming Tuesday, but like the week after that? I don't know. Next weekend is Coliseum. So there's going to be some cool things. Did the schedule get released, or did I see that somewhere else? Some events were named. Okay. So there are some events that have been named. So you can go check that out and see what's going to be there. I've seen the schedule, and there's some really cool things I'm really excited about. They're doing art without you. Fear. The event's going to be great. I'm sad to miss out on seeing people, but originally when there was stuff happening, I was supposed to be home for something that was going to be happening here, and that got changed a little bit. But that's fine, I can go do some other things. Interesting time to take a sip. All right. I'm gonna go have something more than yogurt for lunch today, and I will see you all tonight for Hitman. Thanks for tuning in while I work on the painting. I'm gonna probably have to do some of the other pieces for the show off camera. Just work on them. We'll see. We'll get this done and we'll see what happens. We'll see how my week looks. Have a good afternoon, everyone, and I hope to see you tonight on Steven's channel for Hitman. Go do dishes or laundry or something. I think I'm gonna go put dishes away.